Fearless rescue team faces giant python to save a helpless broodmare. The sun was sinking low over the vast green plains of southern Africa, casting long shadows across the grasslands. The air shimmered with heat and the distant cries of birds echoed in the fading light. It was the kind of quiet that only came just before the wilderness erupted with the chaos of night. But that evening, something was wrong. The silence wasn't peaceful, it was heavy, tense. Somewhere deep in the bush, a mare screamed. The cry was shrill and desperate, slicing through the dusk like a blade. It sent a flock of starlings whirling into the sky. Not far away, Ranger Elias Mbeki froze mid-step. He was part of the Serengeti Wildlife Response Unit, a team dedicated to protecting endangered animals from poachers and predators alike. The sound had come from the direction of the marshes, a place where no horse should have been. Elias turned to his partner, Sasha Kamani, a fearless rescue specialist known for her quick thinking and iron nerves. "You heard that?" Elias asked, gripping his rifle tight. Sasha nodded, her face pale but determined. "That's no zebra. It's a mare, and she's in trouble." Within moments, they were racing toward the sound, their boots pounding against the cracked earth. The cries came again, weaker this time, and then were replaced by a low, guttural hiss. They burst through the tall reeds and stopped dead. There, in the muddy shallows, lay a massive broodmare, her brown coat streaked with sweat and dirt. She was trapped, not by rope or wire, but by something alive. Coiled around her neck and torso was an enormous African rock python, thick as a man's waist and nearly 7 meters long. Its scales glistened like armor, and its muscles rippled as it tightened its death grip. The mare thrashed wildly, hooves kicking up mud, but every struggle only made the serpent's coils draw tighter. Elias raised his rifle, but Sasha grabbed his arm. "Don't shoot. If you miss, you'll hit her." He gritted his teeth. "Then what do we do?" "Call base," Sasha said quickly. "Tell them it's a python incident, and we need the Wildlife Rescue Unit Alpha here now." Within minutes, the team was mobilized. A drone operator named Lena, stationed at their mobile command post, zoomed in from above, broadcasting a live feed of the scene. "That's a confirmed python. Looks like a full-grown female," Lena's voice crackled through the radio. "She's constricting. You've got maybe 5 minutes before the mare goes into shock." 5 minutes. Elias felt his stomach twist. The mare's eyes were wide with panic, her breath coming in harsh bursts. He'd seen what these snakes could do, how they suffocated prey before swallowing it whole. He couldn't let that happen. A roar of engines announced the arrival of the rescue truck, sliding to a stop on the dirt track nearby. Out jumped Captain Javed Khan, the unit's field commander, a tall, broad man with scars that told stories of past rescues gone wrong. Behind him came Drive, Mira and Lovu, the team's veterinarian, carrying a tranquilizer rifle. "Status," Javed barked. "Python's got her pinned," Sasha replied, wiping sweat from her brow. "We can't get close without risking her or ourselves." "Doctor." Mira crouched, her sharp eyes assessing the scene. "The mare's already losing circulation in her foreleg. If that snake tightens any more, she'll break a rib or collapse her lungs." Javed nodded grimly. "We'll have to separate them." "Elias, get the fork poles." "Sasha, you're on distraction duty." "Mira, load a dart, low dose. We can't risk over-sedating her." They moved fast, each member performing with precision born from experience. Elias retrieved 2 long steel snake forks from the truck, tools designed to restrain dangerous reptiles. Meanwhile, Sasha crept to the side, waving her arms and shouting to draw the python's focus away from the mare's head. The giant serpent's tongue flicked out, tasting the air, its unblinking eyes locking on Sasha. It hissed, a sound that seemed to vibrate in her chest. "Come on, you monster," she muttered under her breath. "Over here." As the python shifted slightly toward her, Elias lunged forward, slamming the fork's prongs against the base of its thick neck. The snake reacted instantly, coiling tighter around the mare. "Now, Mira," Javed shouted. Mira fired the tranquilizer dart, a perfect shot that embedded itself near the snake's spine. For a tense few seconds, nothing happened. The mare's cries weakened. The snake's coils pulsed rhythmically, crushing harder. Then, slowly, its body slackened. The tranquilizer began to take effect, the python's immense muscles loosening as its head drooped. Elias and Javed didn't hesitate. Together, they began to unwind the massive coils, each movement deliberate and strained. Even sedated, the python was impossibly heavy. The mare groaned as the pressure lifted, collapsing onto her side in exhaustion. "Easy, girl," Mira said softly, kneeling beside her. "You're safe now." When the final loop was pulled free, the mare gasped for air, trembling violently. Mira quickly injected her with a mild sedative to calm her racing heart. Sasha stroked the animal's muzzle, whispering comfort. "She's got a foal somewhere," Sasha said suddenly. "Look, her udders are swollen. She's nursing." Elias froze. "Then the foal's out here, alone." The team exchanged looks. The rescue wasn't over. While Mira and Javid loaded the unconscious python into a containment crate for relocation, Elias and Sasha began searching the nearby thickets. It didn't take long to find what they were looking for. Beneath a bush, half hidden in the grass, a small, trembling foal lay curled up, its dark eyes wide with fear. "It's okay, little one," Elias murmured, gently scooping it into his arms. "Your mama's safe now." They brought the foal back to the clearing, where the mare had regained some strength. When she saw her baby, she gave a weak whinny and tried to rise. Sasha and Mira helped support her as the foal pressed against her chest, nuzzling for warmth. The sight drew quiet smiles from everyone, even Javid, who rarely showed emotion. Hours later, as the python was safely transported for release deep in the wild, far from human settlements, the team sat beside the recovering mare and foal under a sky lit by 1,000 stars. Sasha sighed, sipping from her canteen. "You ever think about how close these animals come to dying every day? Between poachers, drought, and predators, it's a miracle any of them survive." Elias nodded. "Yeah, but it's why we do this. Because sometimes, they just need a fighting chance." Javid stood, glancing back toward the truck. "Pack up. We move out in 10. The mare will stay under observation for a few days, then we'll return her to the wild." "She earned that right." Mira smiled faintly. "And so did we. 2 days later, under the soft morning light, the rescue team returned to the same clearing. The mare, now fully recovered, stood proudly beside her foal, who tottered on wobbly legs, exploring the grass. Sasha opened the transport gate, watching as the python slid silently from its crate, disappearing into the shadows of the forest. "Back where you belong," she murmured. Javid crossed his arms. Nature's balance restored. As the team drove away, the radio crackled with a new call, another emergency somewhere miles away. Elias exchanged a knowing glance with Sasha. There would always be another rescue, another life on the line. But for today, they'd saved 2 souls and given them a tomorrow. The wind carried the faint sound of the mare's whinny, free, strong, alive. Hours later, the rescue footage went viral across social media. Drone angles captured the exact moment the python loosened its coils, the desperate race against time, and the reunion of mother and foal. People from around the world praised the fearless rescue team for their bravery, calling them heroes. But when reporters asked Javid for a statement, he simply said, "We're not heroes. We just protect those who can't protect themselves. Out here, every life matters, even the pythons." The story inspired wildlife programs, donations, and awareness campaigns for the protection of Africa's wild horses and pythons alike. Schools shared the video as a lesson in courage, teamwork, and compassion. Back in the savannah, under the same vast sky, the broodmare grazed peacefully with her foal at her side. The circle of life continued, fierce, fragile, and beautiful. And somewhere, watching over them from afar, the fearless rescue team prepared for their next call, ready to face whatever the wilderness would throw their way. Because in their hearts, they knew one truth. Fear is temporary, but saving a life lasts forever.